Small talk. Just hearing those two words might make you cringe. You're standing there, desperately searching for something to say, but all that comes out is, nice weather, right? Most people think you need to be naturally outgoing to master small talk, but that's completely wrong. In fact, introverts might actually have an advantage if they know how to use it. Right now, you might feel like small talk is pointless, stressful, or just plain not your thing. But what if I told you that with a few simple tweaks, you could start conversations effortlessly and actually enjoy them? If you've ever felt stuck in an awkward silence, wishing you could just disappear, you're not alone. But stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to say in any conversation. Let's get right into it. Small talk feels pointless, right? It's awkward, it's exhausting, and half the time it feels like you're just saying things to fill the silence. But here's the problem. Whether you like it or not, small talk is everywhere. Job interviews, networking events, even just chatting with a barista. If you can't navigate these little conversations, you're making life harder than it needs to be. A lot of people think small talk is just mindless fluff, that it doesn't actually matter. But that's completely wrong. Small talk isn't about the words themselves, it's about building comfort and connection. The best conversationalists aren't just good talkers, they know how to make people feel something. So if you've been avoiding small talk because you think it's boring or unnatural, you're looking at it the wrong way. It's not about forcing yourself to be outgoing, it's about knowing how to steer a conversation so it feels natural and effortless. And once you learn that, small talk becomes easy. But how do you actually get good at it, especially if you're an introvert? Let's break it down into simple steps you can start using today. Imagine you're at a party and someone asks, "So what do you do?" Most people panic, give a boring one-word answer, and the conversation dies right there. But the best conversationalists, they do something different. They redirect the conversation in a way that's actually interesting. Step 1. Start with an easy opener. Most people overthink the first line. They think they need to say something impressive. But the truth is, small talk isn't about being the funniest or smartest person in the room. It's about making the other person feel comfortable. Think about it. When someone starts a conversation with you, do you want to hear a rehearsed joke or a perfectly crafted question? Probably not. You just want something simple and easy to respond to. That's why the best openers aren't complicated. They're natural and inviting. Here are a few of my go-to options. For an event or party, you can ask, "How do you know everyone here?" Or "What brings you here today?" Here's one that works in almost every scenario. What's been the best part of your day so far? And finally, my personal favorite, mention something they're holding or wearing and say something along the lines of, "That looks interesting. What is it?" Maybe it's food, a book, or something on their shirt. There's plenty to choose from for this question. Have you noticed something? These aren't yes or no questions. They naturally invite the other person to share more, which keeps the conversation moving. And if you're really stuck, make an observation. Something like, "Wow, this place is packed. I wasn't expecting this many people." Or, "This coffee shop has the best playlist. Do you come here often?" Observations are low pressure and let the other person respond however they want. Once you get a reply, you're officially in a conversation. No awkwardness, no overthinking. But then what? Ever notice how great conversations just flow? There are no awkward pauses, no one-word answers, and no forced small talk. Instead, it feels like both people are genuinely engaged. That's not an accident. The best conversationalists aren't just talking, they're listening for details they can build on. This is called threading, and it's step 2 in the process of mastering small talk. Think of conversation like a sweater. Every time someone shares something, they're giving you a loose thread you can pull on to unravel a deeper, more interesting discussion. For example, let's say you ask, "What have you been up to lately?" And the other person says, "Oh, not much, just got back from a trip." Most people might respond with, "Oh, cool. Where'd you go?" Not bad, but it keeps things surface level. Instead, use threading by picking up on a specific detail. Try, "Nice. What was the best thing you ate there?" Because food is always an easy topic. Everybody loves food. Or, "That sounds awesome. What made you pick that destination?" Now you're diving into their interests and you'll learn a lot more about them as a person. Or finally, "Did anything unexpected happen while you were there?" People love sharing surprises or funny stories, and they're super entertaining to listen to as well. You see the difference? By choosing a specific part of their answer and expanding on it, you avoid dead-end conversations and make things feel effortless. Here's a little secret. You don't have to be the one doing most of the talking. A lot of introverts feel like they struggle with small talk because they think they have to be super talkative, funny, or constantly coming up with new things to say. But the truth, the best conversationalists aren't the ones who talk the most. They're the ones who make other people feel heard. That's why step 3 is to flip the spotlight. Most people love talking about themselves. It's not a bad thing, it's just how we're wired. When someone gives us a chance to share our experiences, opinions, and passions, we feel more connected to them. So instead of feeling pressure to carry the conversation, let the other person take the lead by asking open-ended questions that get them talking. Instead of asking basic surface level questions like, "So what do you do?" or Did you have a good weekend? Try something that invites them to share more. What's something people always get wrong about your job? What got you into that? What's the best thing that's happened to you this week? These questions are gold because they do two things. They take the pressure off of you and they make the other person feel important. And once they start talking, keep the spotlight on them with simple follow-ups. That's really interesting. What's your favorite part about it? Or, wait, I've never heard that before. How does that work? This keeps the conversation rolling naturally without having to force anything. If you ever feel awkward in small talk, remember this. People will walk away from a conversation with you feeling good if they felt heard. You don't need to be the most interesting person in the room. You just need to make others feel like they are. And when you do that, small talk stops feeling like a chore and starts feeling effortless. By now, you've got the basics down. Starting easy, keeping the conversation flowing, and making the other person feel heard. But if you really want to level up your small talk game and make every interaction feel natural and engaging, here are some next level techniques. Great conversations don't just jump from topic to topic randomly. They feel connected. The secret? Looping back to earlier points and linking them to new ones. Let's say someone mentioned they love hiking, and later in the conversation, they bring up traveling. Instead of it moving on, use the loop and link method. Say, you mentioned earlier that you love hiking. Have you ever done a hiking trip somewhere cool? This technique makes conversations feel more natural and engaging because it shows you're actually listening. This is to my male audience. If a girl is talking to you, listen to her. Girls love when guys do that. You've probably been in conversations where something just felt off. Maybe you were hyped up and the other person seemed low energy, or vice versa. That's because people connect best when your energy level matches theirs. To level up your conversations even further, use the energy mirror trick. Here's how. If they're relaxed and chill, slow down your speech and match their tone. If they're excited and animated, lean in, match their enthusiasm, and respond with energy. It's so simple, but it will make a world of difference. If you've ever felt like small talk is pointless or exhausting, here's the truth. It's not about filling silence, it's about building connections. You don't have to be the funniest, wittiest, or most charismatic person in the room. You just have to be curious and present. By using simple openers, keeping conversations flowing with threading, flipping the spotlight, and applying advanced techniques like the loop and link method and energy mirroring, you'll start to notice something. Conversations feel easier. People open up more, and most importantly, you stop dreading small talk. And the best part, people will like you instantly. Because the truth is, people don't remember the exact words you say. They remember how you made them feel. When you show real interest, listen actively, and make someone feel understood, they can't help but be drawn to you. So the next time you're in a social situation, don't stress about saying the perfect thing. Instead, focus on being engaged, asking good questions, and making the other person feel heard. Because at the end of the day, that's what great conversations are really about. Mastering small talk is great, but what if the reason socializing feels so draining is because your brain is addicted to constant stimulation? Right now, most people are trapped in a cycle of endless scrolling, notifications, and instant gratification. It's rewiring your brain and not in a good way. But there is a way to reset, a dopamine detox. If you want to take back control of your focus, motivation, and energy, that's your next step. Click here to watch the video now.